Welcome back. We're going to get back into working with Google Docs, and we've got a little catching up to do. I've let us slip a little bit, and so I really need you to pay close attention. I've tried to give you the best of both worlds where you can see what we're doing in our Google Docs, but also read along with me in the textbook. So it's going to be a little bit different here. We're going to see how well this works though. Now I need to start back here at the beginning of the page. Now, one thing we really need to understand, we know how to create a document. There's many different ways. I like to be able to use the docs.new up here in the address bar. That always gives me a blank page to start with. But there's many other ways to do it. It's not the only way. Now, creating the document, they tell you you can go in here and log into your Gmail account, then go to the drive and then create. However you want to get it started, I'm not going to object. One thing though, in formatting the document, you need to understand that you have to title it. We've really talked a lot about making sure that you title your documents, your files, so that you can find them. It needs to be logical. A name such as a name like that doesn't make a lot of sense. It makes it really hard. So if I click up here, I don't know what I'm looking for. Now, maybe you've got a method, you understand what that means, but often we forget those things. So you really need to make sure that it's clear and understandable. So let's go ahead and let's title this lesson, if I type correctly, 9-1. Google Docs. Enter. Now, notice it didn't change over here. So if I go in here, delete all that, then click back over here, then click up here, it adds it in. Just a little trick. It also wouldn't have taken very long to type it in, but that's something you can do. Now, we can go in here and rename it, File, Rename. So we could have done it that way. Again, there's many different ways to achieve the same thing here in Google Docs and the same with Microsoft. But however you do it, it doesn't matter so long as you get it done. And that's the key. Now, we're going to go back over here. This is important now. I want to zoom in a little bit. Whoops. Hopefully you can see that better now. It's got to focus. Figure out, okay, it's just a shadow there. Let's see if I can move this back a little bit. Okay, now they want you to set up your page properties, and this is important. You really know how to do this. So it says right here, click on the File pull-down menu. Well, that's what we've done here. And then in here is Page Setup down here at the bottom. Click on that. Now we can adjust the margins. Now, I've talked about that previously. We need to make sure we understand that. And this is where sometimes you've just got that one extra line that now makes it 2 pages. You don't want it to print on the back because people won't find it or realize that it's there. So you can adjust your margins. So I want everybody 0.5, tab, 0.5, tab, 0.5, tab, 0.5. Now that gives you a lot of changes. You can also set up landscape mode. When you go landscape mode, that makes it where it goes the long way on the paper from left to right. That works really well with spreadsheets. And then page colors. So if you want to just kind of give it a different color, and then click OK. Now, that might be a little more pleasing to look at. I don't really care for the color green that I chose. So I'll go back, File, Page Setup, and I think I'm going to go with the softer blue. Now notice how I can set this as default. Be careful doing that because you have to remember to be able to go back in there and change it. There we go. Now, we've done all that, we've set it, we've made the changes. Click the Folders button in the right of the document title. The Move To dialog box is displayed. So right here, we've got a button here that says Move. Now, this is where I can put it in a folder. I told you I wanted you to create a folder called Tech Prep. So I'm going to click on that and I'm going to say Move. Now I'm able to find my work because I put it in the correct folder. I recommend that you pause for a moment here and set up a folder for each one of your classes, and that way you can better sort through and find your work. It's real quick and simple because as you named it, you could then go up here and move it. Very quick and easy to do. Okay, now we're going to move on and we're going to start working on lesson 9.2. So I want you to go ahead and just type in lesson 9-2. Now, if you'll notice, I'm still in landscape mode here. I want to go back and change that. I want it to be in standard mode. So I'm going to go back to page setup, portrait, but I'm going to leave it the color. I kind of like that. Now, opening a document, we know how to do that. And I apologize for the screen keep going blank on us. Click on Drive. We've done this. So we're already making progress here. We are going to, though, change setting visibility. Now, excuse me for a moment. I'll see if I can help bring this in. Once a document is open, click the Share button. The Share Settings dialog box is displayed. Now, this is where I want you to take a screenshot and show me this screen on your document. So again, you can go Control, Shift, and then the multi-screen button or the button above the number 6. And then you can sit there and select what you want to be part of that. Now I've done the screenshot, copy to clipboard, add it to an email. This is a part of your assignment. Don't skip over this. All right. Now, you can sit there and you can go in and share it with anybody. Right now, we don't need to do that, but you do need to make sure that you choose the Save button. So, are done. All right. So we've done that part. We're moving along. Like I said, we've got a lot of time we have to make up. I've let us fall behind. Now this again is really relevant so that while you might want to give your teammate that you're working with on this project full rights, they can go in there and make all the changes they need to. However, you want to just give me view only or comment access. So this is where you would want to go in there and add people or change up the people that are in there, change up their permissions. This is important that you understand how to do this and why to do it. And you can even notify people by email, and that way they understand, they can know why when they go back in there, all they have is view access instead of edit access. Make sure you always go in there and click the Done or Save button if you need to. All right, so now that was lesson 9.2. Moving on to 9.3. Now this is where you're going to start doing a lot of work with me. So make sure you pay close attention to this because now we're formatting the text. We've talked a little bit about formatting the text. Formatting the text is where you're making changes. You're jazzing it up. You're making it outstanding, better than anybody else's. First off, again, you log in, you create a document. You want it new, you go ahead and create your title. I'm going to change this now because we're now at lesson 3. So I'm going to say lessons 9.1 through 9-3. All right. So we know all that, but now we're going to start making some changes with our font. So this, I'm in the wrong spot. Let me go back down here. This is how to change your font style. Period. Now, many of you know this, but I want to go over it just so that we're sure, because there's some of you that may not know it. First, what I want to do is I want to highlight. And then I'm going to go up here to where? Do I go to Format, Tools? How about, I can go right here to Font. There we go. I'll click down on that. And in the textbook, which is what we're following, they want you to choose Georgia. Now, it doesn't really stand out. It doesn't really look that much different, but it is. Let's go back in here. Instead, if I had chosen lobster, now that changes it. But I can also highlight this. I can change the color of the text. Maybe I want it to be bright red. I can also highlight the color, so I'm going to use a bright yellow. Now it's really starting to change and show up better. But I also want to maybe change the font size. Now, what I like is they give you many of the standard sizes right here. But often I don't want to go 36 or 30. It's too big. I might want to go 32, or better yet, I'm going to go 13. By typing it in and hitting enter, now it's going to fix that font to the size I chose. So this is 11, this is 13. Okay, so we've made some changes there. We've talked about the font style. We talked about the font size. We talked about the font color. I should see this on your document, everybody. Okay, now making additional fonts available. Click the Font button. Click Add Fonts in the drop-down list. The Add Font dialog box is displayed as shown in, and you can see a little picture here. Okay. Click the Sort Popularity button. The way in which fonts are sorted is displayed on the button. Sorting fonts by their popularity is the default. You can click alphabetically in the drop-down list, and this rearranges the list so that they're alphabetical order. So we go up here. Nope, here we go. So I can click for more fonts. I can sort by popularity, alphabetical, date added, or trending. I can display handwriting. I can sit there and sort these into a way that I can find it. It's whatever you want. Just make sure you remember how to go in there and change this. That would be an excellent test question or something for you to do on a project that I give as a test. Okay, we're going to take a quick break here. We are finished with, I correct myself. If you need to take a break, go ahead. Right now, though, we want to talk about text alignment. I want to go through lesson 9.3 real quick here so that we can get through with this. All right, if you highlight the text that you want to adjust the alignment with, these are the alignment buttons up here at the top. You have your right, your left align, your center, your right, and then justify. Now it's hard to justify because I have so little text. Typically it's your left, but there are many times we want to center it. Those are the two most common. Now, moving on as fast as I can here, bulleted list. Now, a bulleted list is a great way to help people find information that you want to share with them. And you can always change the size of this. The best thing about bulleted lists, though, is it's a list, such as a shopping list, or a packing list, or a to-do list, or a list of your homework. So we're going to do a bulleted list. I'm going to click up here, and now I'm going to put in, what I want for lunch. I like cookies. Let's do, pizza. So I can go in here and put things that I want for lunch, but I needed to label that. So let's go in here. Lunch items. Now I've got those in here, but I didn't say what kind of chips I like. So I'm going to hit that, and now watch what happens when you hit the tab key. It indents. It gives me a different type button. So I could sit there and say, goodness, what kind of chips do I like? All chips. Peanut butter. Sugar cookies. More cookies. Now, again, when I hit enter, I can again hit tab and I get another dot. Now, from there though, I can hit the enter and it goes back, or if I hit the shift tab, it goes back again. So remember, tab and shift tab to change up the bullets in your bulleted list. That'll greatly help what you're doing with these lists. Now, they talk about it right here. Click the decrease indent button once to end the sub-bulleted list. Now, okay, I'm here at the end and I'm through. If I hit enter again, now it stops the list. So again, let me go back. I hit enter, but I don't want to add any more to my list. I can hit enter again, and now I'm back without my list items. That was super quick and easy. Now we're going to work on numbered list. Ice cream. I like ice cream too. But now I want to do a numbered list. If I come up here and click on the numbered list items, I now have a number. So I can put in dill pickle ice cream. I don't know. Have you ever tried it? Who knows? All right, I want you to put in your different flavors of ice creams. But let me again show you something here. Just like on the bulleted list, if I hit tab, and if I hit tab again, it keeps going out there. But if I do shift tab, there you go. So we're going to take a break here. We'll finish up lesson 3 here shortly. We'll talk about line spacing here in just a moment. I want you to take a break, get caught up. Your page should look like what I have here on the screen. You can add more items in your lunch items. You can add more items in your ice cream. I'll let you work on that, but I must have at least what I have up there. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I